You know, as you can see, we've just erected a fence around what we normally put up every year, which is our nativity scene, and it's in the same place that it is every year. We've put up a fence this year as a response, maybe a provocative response to what is an immigration crisis right now. And having just returned from the border, as I did a couple of weeks ago on a trip with Tulsa Metropolitan Ministry, it was a chance to evoke for people the gospel story that we will all be, as Christians, celebrating this time of year. We'll go into sanctuaries all across Tulsa and we will hear this story. We will hear the gospel story, and depending on what version of the gospel story you hear, there is the account of the Holy Family just after Jesus is born, fleeing oppression and migrating to Egypt. And this sort of evokes the image of what if the same policies we have in this country existed in Egypt at the time. You know, would they have found themselves locked away? Would they have found themselves behind a fence, so to speak? So it's really an opportunity when we hear that story, that Christmas story, for us to place ourselves in it and for it to have some impact on us, so that we might develop the empathic imagination to reach out to other people's stories, to hear the story of the Holy Family in the story of migrant families today, also fleeing oppression, also seeking safety, also seeking refuge, and that might shape our policy. It might shape our method of making decisions about how we're going to contend with immigrants and refugees.